Welcome back, everyone. May is Better Hearing Month. Did you know that an estimated 34 million Americans experience hearing loss? And a recent Johns Hopkins study indicated a link between untreated hearing loss and cognitive problems, including dementia and Alzheimer's and diabetes, of all things. Troy Mahan is the owner of Clear Ear Hearing Solutions, and his family has been helping improve the lives of hearing impaired patients here in Jacksonville for over 52 years. Oh my goodness.
Long time.
Must have been your great-great-grandfather who started this.
It was my dad. He's since retired.
Well, and your practice was also recently voted Jacksonville's best hearing care professional in Bold City's Best. That's quite an honor, quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially when it's family. You know, when you go to family, they're invested in this business. And I want to talk to you a little bit about, you've partnered with a major hearing aid manufacturer, GN ReSound, and you're doing some clinical trials, which I always love to hear about clinical trials. And it's a new digital hearing aid designed for folks who have a hard time understanding conversations in noisy environments. And that's so important today because you walk into any restaurant and it just seems like there's no acoustic help there, and you can be sitting across from somebody and not even be able to hear them at all for someone who isn't hearing impaired.
Right. You know, after me doing this 32 years, my family for 52, the number one complaint we have from patients when they come into our office, whether they're wearing hearing aids or not, is not being able to hear clearly in noisy environments. The background noise is all they hear, and even with some of the technologies out there that are not advanced enough, when they walk into that loud environment, everything that they already hear normal is being over-amplified. So with this new technology, they give us the ability to actually customize these hearing systems specifically for the patient's personal preference to sound, the environment that they live in. These new technologies give us up to 5 different programs. We can actually program into the hearing aid for 5 different listening environments for that patient. And it can reduce up to 90% of unwanted background noise.
That's amazing. 90% is huge. Okay, my mom's had an acoustic neuroma. I've shared that with you, and that's one of her typical situations is she goes into a restaurant and cannot hear anything. So I want her to come to this and check you out. So what do I tell her that will happen when she walks in the door to be processed, I guess, or checked out, vetted for this study?
Right. First thing we'll do is we'll get all their information from them. If they have insurance, we'll check on any insurance benefits they have. But what we'll do is we'll bring them back. We'll do a complete medical case history on them. We'll do a complete audiometric workup on them. Once we find out that the patient has a treatable hearing loss, that's treatable through amplification, we'll recommend what technology we think would best suit that person based upon their hearing loss, based upon their environment, and most importantly, based upon their budget. Then what we do is we actually have the technologies inside of our office. They'll be fit with the hearing system that day. They walk out an hour later hearing better. And then what we do, we ask our patients to come back once a week for the next 4 weeks. And what a patient will do is they will come in and tell us what they like about the hearing system and what they don't like. What they like about it, we'll simply enhance it and make it better. What they don't like about it, we kind of program that out of there. And after 4 weeks, we kind of got them tweaked in because the 2 things we can't measure for, and that's why we need the 4-week adjustment, is their personal preference to sound and the environment that they live in, because everybody's different.
Well, Troy, that's so important because sometimes you go home with your hearing aid and you think, oh, I don't like this, but I'll learn to live with it.
Right.
And you don't want a client walking out. That's why you're number one.
These hearing aids technology today, we have 1,600,000 different configurations we can program into them.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. A lot of, ladies, men as well, back in the day, you'd have this big hearing aid, and that was kind of associated with, oh, you're aging and elderly. But now they have, really ones you can barely notice. Is that part of the criteria that you're looking at for folks?
Yeah, that's part of this technology as well. It's called nanotechnology. In the last 10 years, the miniaturization of hearing aid technology has been phenomenal. The behind-the-ear hearing aids that your grandparents used to wear were, this big. The behind-the-ear technology today is so small you can't even see it. So it's virtually invisible. We have in-the-ear hearing systems that go all the way down in there. They're invisible. They actually even have now disposable hearing technology that you have a professional insert it down into your ear, and you can wear that hearing aid. It's not a rechargeable, but a disposable hearing aid, and you can wear that hearing aid in your ear for 3 months without ever taking it out. Once the battery dies, we take it out and insert a new one down the side of the ear canal.
Oh, wow.
No batteries to change.
Kind of like those long-term contacts that you can put on.
You can take a shower with it. You can sleep with it. You can swim with it. Yeah.
Okay, and then let me ask you this. Another thing is a lot of folks they've been there, they've done that, they've tried that. They're like, hearing aids just don't work for me. You keep saying new technology, but how can you convince them that there may be something out there that they really need to come back and revisit?
That's a great question. One of the biggest issues we have with patients, especially if they've tried technology before, if they're currently wearing hearing aids that they hate,
Or they're learning to live with.
Or they're learning to live
Yeah.
with. They put it off because the biggest challenge they have, they don't want to invest the money not knowing it's going to work or not.
Right.
So we came up with what we call our 30-day Better Hearing Challenge. And simply, patients come into our office. We're going to fit them with the technology. We're going to let them try that technology risk-free for 30 days. If they don't think that that's the best hearing or they're hearing the way that they should, they simply return the hearing aids to us after 30 days.
Wow.
No cost, no obligation, 100% risk-free. So they got absolutely nothing to lose.
That is a great deal. So tell folks about these trials. How does this work?
Well, the trial's going to be going on here coming up May 9th through the 11th at our Jacksonville Beach location.
So there are set days and times.
There are.
Okay.
Our Orange Park location is going to be May 23rd through the 25th. We'll have other ones coming up in our other clinics, but those are the two ones that are coming up most frequently.
And that's when you come and you check their insurance and you see what
Absolutely.
they like, and then they could possibly walk out of that experience with a new hearing aid.
90% of the patients that we see that come in for the first time walk out with a hearing technology inside of their ear because we have that much different inventory in stock.
And no commitment, 30 days, I don't like it.
Bring it back.
No way to lose.
The hearing aid, we guarantee it will not end up in your drawer.
Well, Troy, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you for having
today.
me.
Just always such great information. We'd like to thank Clear Ear Hearing Solutions for sponsoring this segment. As you heard, there are 2 locations to serve you. You can visit the Beaches location on 3rd Street. The number is 904-247-4327. There's also an Orange Park location as well on Wells Road, right across from the mall. Can't miss it. The number is 904-579-4818.